Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when Uhuru was the president of this country, anytime we had issues in this country, you will see him having that high-level security meeting. In that meeting, you will see his CS for Interior, Fred Matiang'i, sitting there. Then security chiefs will be in that meeting. So that has been the practice. It means even when Ruto was still in good terms with Uhuru Kenyatta, when Uhuru was busy, the person who will chair the meeting, it will be William Ruto. Then you will see Matiang'i there, and the security chiefs decide on way forward. Maybe we have a demonstration or the other security issues in this country that they have to deal with. But it surprised Kenyans when Gachagua had a meeting in his office deciding on how they're going to contain the situation during the mass action, but then the interior CS, Kithure Kindiki, was missing. Of course, William Ruto is not in the country, so we understand Gachagua was in charge. That is our constitution. So the question was, why was Kithure Kindiki missing in that meeting? And Mutahi Ngunyi posted something giving his view about Kithure Kindiki. This is what he's saying. On Monday, on Maandamano Monday, Kindiki slept through the revolution. He has failed, and IG Kome is also asleep. Big mouth, small rungu. He inspected railway line today, and in his naivete, he directed the mob to the net target. Government is the only vessel that leaks from the top. So, he's saying that Kithure Kindiki has failed. But the question is, did Kithure Kindiki plan to fail? Or it is by default? That is the question. And I want to try and go deeper into that to understand why Kithure Kindiki was distancing himself from Gachagua's security meeting. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, there is a piece of information that was shared in one of the newspaper, which will give us a clue why Kithure Kindiki was missing in the Gachagua's meeting. On Thursday, the Interior Cabinet Secretary, who had been missing from the earlier meeting held between police commanders and Deputy President Gachagua, said there is a need to stop chaos being witnessed. Insiders said he was not happy with the manner in which some things were handled in the Monday protest. You see Kithure Kindiki reaction. Other sources said police had been instructed to stand down. This is what Kithure Kindiki said in a tweet. We must protect our country from sliding into irredeemable anarchy. It means that Kithure Kindiki is already confirming that Kenya is already in anarchy. But we should not allow it to go into irretrievable anarchy. This is Interior Cabinet Secretary. The question we are asking, who is driving Kenya into anarchy that the Interior CS is talking about? He was missing from that meeting. Can we conclude and say that Kindiki is talking about his deputy, regarding Gachagua? And if then that is the direction, then is he confirming to us that we should view William Ruto's deputy as an anarchist? Those are just questions. But again, Wahome Tuku has responded also to Mutahi Ngunyi. And this is what he's saying, which is so interesting. Professor Kindiki was Uhuru Kenyatta's lawyer at the ICC, where issues of Kenyatta land came up very prominently. An advocate-client relationship is lifetime. Kindiki would never give the slightest indication of support for invasion into Uhuru's land. He is a professional, not a DO. Now you can understand. It means in that meeting, there was a discussion on how they are going to deal with the Kenyatta properties. Something that Kithure Kindiki did not agree to. Wahome also confirms Kithure Kindiki, who was Uhuru Kenyatta's lawyer at ICC. Remember, this was a lawyer representing Uhuru in a case against humanity, 2007 post-election violence. So he ended up missing a meeting convened by Gachagua. What can we conclude here? It means if Professor was missing in that meeting, then Kenyans can conclude and say that then Gachagua was convening a meeting to plan violence. That's why Kithure Kindiki did not agree to that kind of meeting. So as a professional, a man who represented even Uhuru Kenyatta on a case against humanity, he could not involve himself in such kind of issues. So the message that Kithure Kindiki is sending to Kenyans by missing that meeting is that those people who were in that meeting were planning violence against Kenyans. That is what we can conclude here, in our own humble view. So it confirms to you that Kithure Kindiki does not want to go down in his profession to be part of people who are planning to cause havoc on Kenyans. Imagine the man who is now in charge of security, internal security. Sio kazi ya Gachagua. It tells us that there is also a division in Kenya Kwanza administration. Gachagua is taking some function by force which is not in his office. He wants to be everywhere and doing everything. So Kindiki is saying, no, we are not going to agree on this. And he's not alone. There are several other people who are against regarding Gachagua's position to invade the Kenyatta land. I'm sure even Kithure Kindiki cannot order people to go and invade Raila Amolo Odinga's property in Spectra, East Africa. He cannot do that. Hawa watu akili kidogo kama huyu DO wa William Ruto. I don't know why Ruto decided to give Kenyans that kind of a deputy. You know, okay, when you are running as a president, even if you know you are going to lose, at least you need to have a good running mate. Just in case of anything. Look on Raila Odinga's running mate, Martha Karua. Competent. Look at what Wetangula had, Justina Wamaya. She was competent. Logic. Look at Wahiga. She had a running mate who was not controversial, but Ruto decided to choose a controversial man as his running mate. Then we can see what we have been subjected to. Yeye akili yake tu ni ile rungu ya moyo ndio kwa mawazo yake. A man who is in mission to revenge. Anything that comes in his mind, it is either his way or the highway. So Kithure Kindiki said that I will not go in a meeting where we have just to go the highway only. The way is just the highway only. So he said, no, I will not be part of this meeting. And he's condemning what Gachagua did to this country. The orders from Gachagua. It means it's against those orders. That's why he's saying that we will not drive our country into irreversible anarchy, irretrievable. So Kithure Kindiki is indirectly, if we analyze this issue, referring to Gachagua as an anarchist who was planning anarchy. That's my reading into this issue. Kama Kenya Kwanza wanasema hivi, what about those who are in Azimio? How can you view Gachagua? If this is UDA and the Kenya Kwanza leadership saying like this on Gachagua, distancing themselves from Gachagua meeting, those who are associating with Gachagua, kwani nyinyi mmelaniwa? Are you cast? I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation.